Hi, so I did an Instagram poll earlier to see, or poll, I don't know how you want to say it, to see what you wanted for an emotional freedom technique video. And the winner was a video after binge eating, but also dealing with the pandemic was also high. So I'm kind of going to do one for binge eating during a pandemic. So you can follow along with me now, or if you're kind of busy now, then just remember to check back later or save the video so you can follow along with it at an appropriate time. So super quickly, binge eating is when you eat what is considered a large amount of food, or like more than your average person would eat in a short amount of time, and it's associated with that feeling of being out of control around food. So some of my clients say that they've binge eaten when they maybe eaten like one or two biscuits. So in some ways that's not a binge, but in other ways, if it's got that feeling of being out of control, then maybe it kind of is, and it's something that you want to stop because it's upsetting for you. So I have done another video before that was about the biggest reasons that people binge eat, and one of those reasons is that you're not eating enough during the day. So it's actually a physiological reason rather than a psychological reason. So if that is the reason, then doing this tapping, it's going to help, but it's also not going to help because you actually just need to give your body what it needs as well. So you can go and have a look at that video if you think, okay, maybe I am under eating, maybe that's the reason that I'm going for more food sort of in an evening. But if you're feeling like maybe you're running on old habits or subconscious beliefs, and maybe it's more like emotional binging or something, then this video is hopefully going to be helpful for you. So all you need to do is follow along with the different points that I am tapping on. Hi. And yeah, I hope that this is helpful. So we're going to start on this point. This is called the karate chop point. And actually, if you want to do this sort of thing again, but you don't have the video, you can literally just say like the same phrase. So you can just say, even though I had a binge, I love and accept myself. And so you want to tap on this point 5 times and say that. And then you can just tap on the other points as well and just say the same thing. That is like the really simple version, but I'm going to put some more words to it now. So like I say, just follow along and I'll try and count to 5. Okay, so even though I had a binge, I love and accept myself. Even though I ate more than I'd planned to eat, I love and accept myself. Even though I ate more than what I thought I should have eaten, I love and accept myself. Even though I felt like I couldn't stop eating, I love and accept myself. So one last time. Even though I wish that I didn't eat all of that food, I love and accept myself. And also, if like I love and accept myself is like too much for you, that you're like, oh my god, I really don't believe that, you can just say like, I'm okay, or I accept myself, or it's going to be okay, like something a bit more neutral. But it would obviously be nice if you can say I love and accept myself. Even if you don't believe it, you can just say it and start to believe it. So we're going to go through the other tapping points now, which are the top of your head, it's like in the middle, and your eyebrows this end, and then the outside of your eyebrows, then under your eyes on the bony bit, under your nose, under your chin, well not under your chin, like under your lip bit, and then collarbone. So you can do it like just below the bony bit here, or like about here. When you tap it, it's going to kind of hurt. And then if you're wearing a bra, kind of where your bra strap is or would be. I guess if you're a guy, just guess. Okay, and then sometimes I do wrists, sometimes I forget, so we'll see what I remember to do today. Okay, so when you've done this 5 times, even though I felt like I had a binge and I was really angry and disappointed with myself, and I wish that I hadn't done it. I wish like I could eat like a normal person instead of feeling really out of control around food. And even though I'm feeling bad about the food and I'm feeling bad about myself, I know that I'm a good person. And I can love, accept, and forgive myself. I know there are so many things going on in the world right now, and it's a lot for me to deal with. And I was using food to help me, and that's okay. It's what I know. And I can love, accept, and forgive myself. And I realised that me using food, I was just running on an old habit or an outdated belief. And I also know there are lots of other ways for me to deal with this situation now. So I could do some deep breathing, which sounds boring, but it actually usually really works. I could talk to a friend. I could just give myself permission to have 5 minutes rest and just do absolutely nothing. Or have a nap. There are literally hundreds of other things that I could do that would give me that same relief and same feeling that I was looking for when I had a binge. Sorry, that one was a bit long. And so I'm allowing myself to see other possibilities. And I'm also going to make sure that my body has all of the energy it needs to get through this time. So even though I had a binge, I love, accept, and forgive myself. And doing this tapping now, it's doing something really nice for myself, helping myself break that cycle. And I'm feeling really positive about the future, even though things are uncertain. I know that there's always something I can do to be kind to myself and just let that urge to binge. Oh no, I can't think of the right words. What I was thinking was like, do you know when you want to binge and it's like the urge is going up and you're like, oh my god, I'm thinking about I'm going to do it, but the thing is, it's like a wave, kind of like comes but then it goes again, so it's just like you can ride out that wave by doing other things and being nice to yourself. Okay, so that was quite short, but I hope it's given you some other ideas and some things to start thinking about. So like I said at the beginning, really making sure that you are getting the nutrients that your body needs at the moment. So this is going to go on to a massive talk, because then I was just thinking, like, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm inside in the winter and I'm not moving enough, so I'm going to eat less. But actually often, you know, you're still using your brain, you're still actually moving around your house. So sometimes restricting, and even that mental restriction, can then lead to binges. So that would be number one. Number two, make sure you're looking after your well-being. And I hope this isn't patronising, it's probably stuff that you know anyway, but it's always good to get a reminder. And then thirdly, like, you can break down what is happening, what was it that sort of led me to have a binge day. So maybe some days you have a binge, some days you don't have a binge. What was it about those days that you did that was different? Maybe, like I say, maybe it's the nutrition side, maybe it's the emotional side, like maybe you'd had an argument with someone, or like a stressful meeting, or we just got this announcement of what was going to happen, and we're going to go to another lockdown in England. So maybe if that was what was, you know, making you feel uncertain, and just trying to think, okay, even though I feel uncertain, I love and accept myself. You can do this with like whatever thing you want. It's just basically, even though such and such, I love and accept myself. And honestly, just one more thing before I go, I made my friend a wedding cake the other day. I'm not sure if you saw on my stories. And so the first cake that I made went wrong. I put too much sugar in it, and then I had to make another one because I was like, I want it to be perfect. And then I could tell I was putting loads of pressure on myself to make it good. So I was like, oh my God. And then I'd run out of enough sugar, so I had to go to the shop. And it should have taken me like 10 minutes. It took me like half an hour, because first the road was closed, and then I went down another road, and there was like a Tesco delivery van, but it was like a side street, so there were cars on both sides. I was trying to drive my car down the middle, like not hit either of them, and then the van stopped for like 5 minutes, and I was in my car like, oh my God, it's like 7 o'clock at night, I need to make this cake for tomorrow morning, like, oh my God. And then I was sat there, so I was like, okay, just put a nice song on. Okay, you know, you've chosen to go down the street, it's okay, you've got some time. And then literally, like, luckily it was dark, like I was doing some tapping by myself in my car, like I wasn't even thinking anything, I was just like, just doing the tapping and like breathing, like, okay, you know, we're gonna it's gonna be fine, because it was only like 10 minutes. But I think when I was letting my brain go away with itself, like, oh my God, why did I go down the street, now I'm stuck, now I can't reverse, I'm gonna hit a car, just, you know, I was just like. So even if you just remember the points and just do the tapping, sometimes even that is just like a little break. So yeah, someone's laughing at my story. I know. I said I bought some wine in the shop too. I was like, you know what? And then there was a queue in the shop, but also I gave some money to a homeless person as well. So that made me feel good. I was like, what can I do to improve my mood? Anything. So okay, I hope that was helpful. Do let me know in the comments, and like I say, you can save this video and come back to it, even if it just gives you some ideas until you know what you want to tap about yourself. And yeah, okay, right, I'm gonna go now. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and try and save this to my story, fingers crossed. All right, bye. Oh no, it's not ending. End.